I have seen the new Fantastic Four First Steps film, so let's talk about that. Hello, everyone. Daniel here from the Next Issue Podcast. On today's video, I have some initial thoughts, spoiler free, about the new film from Marvel Studios, Fantastic Four First Steps. I was very pleased leaving the theater. I was ready. I had my shirt on. This is actually the first piece of merch that I bought that has Fantastic Four on it. A couple of weeks back, I got to buy my big old Galactus head. Um, and but when it comes to the movie, I was very much ready for the hype, right? This summer has been really prime with all these really cool blockbusters. So like the bar was pretty high for Fantastic Four, and they have easily cleared that bar. I think there are a few standouts in the film, including Vanessa Kirby's performance as Sue Storm, not only in the more tender moments when she is just being a mom and a partner and a sister, but also just in the more heroic moments. I think she really stands out in the film. I really enjoyed the performance. Anything having to do with the Silver Surfer, first of all, it looked great. Silver Surfer looks always cool, and this movie continued that tradition. There are some incredible action scenes with the Silver Surfer. The look, the way that the surfer moves on the board, it's really fun stuff. I think one of the things that I loved about this film as well was the idea that this family has just kind of put the safety of the world on their back, right? There are no other superheroes. We know this is a different universe. Uh, so how do they manage being heroes, being a family, being in the cutting edge of scientific advancement in this world, still having exploration, dealing with the fact that they have once failed, and that's what kind of caused them to have these powers, right? It was an accident in one of their missions, but now also the looming threat of the end of the world. When the whole world has all their fate set on them, how do they react? And they respond in kind. I love the movie really focused on the family aspect of it, not just the Fantastic Four themselves, but really society as a whole, how we really depend on each other. I thought that was great. The retro vibes of this 1960s universe in this world, they looked, they brought such a cool aesthetic to the film. I love seeing that. I love seeing like all the retro technology that's really futuristic as well, because it's very advanced for the time, but also just very advanced in any context. I love the idea of this, spaceship, and how this society has really focused on improving society as a whole, bringing peace, and working on that together, because of this beacon that they have in the Fantastic Four, but also how their confidence can be very much shaken when there's a looming threat like Galactus. I think Ralph Fiennes, he was amazing. Ralph Ineson, I mean, I think he was amazing in the role of Galactus. Delivered such a great voice performance, right? There's such gravitas in his voice. That's one of the reasons that Robert Eggers has him in his movies all the time. So I can see why he was brought into this role. I love that even the design himself, like it, you could tell a lot of the features of the actor were put into that design. I will. I'm not usually the harshest critic of CGI. There is a few clunky moments here. I won't go too much into detail, but it's all very much surface level stuff. I really enjoyed overall the film, how it looked, how it felt. Michael Giacchino's score is just something that's out of this world. Even though you've probably heard what I'll call like the base of the score, like if it was if it's a soup, like this base, this broth that Michael Giacchino made as the foundation of the score, it's all kind of turned into all these different things once it's there. Julia Carpenter as a surfer, whenever, even though I had already seen that scene multiple times, when she arrives announcing the coming of Galactus, I got chills at the theater. Um, the crowd that I was with really enjoyed it. They had great time. And then, if you are interested, there are two end credit scenes. I think the mid-credit scene is probably what most people will be talking about, but I think the other everything else is also very much in. It fits very well in with the film. So, yeah, I'm a big fan of this film. There's a lot to talk about. There's a lot of really cool references and cameos. I've been reading up on some Fantastic Four comic books recently, so if you're looking for Fantastic Four comic book recommendations, first of all, I'll throw out there Fantastic Four Full Circle, which is a story by Alex Ross, both written and with art by Alex Ross, in a very unusual and very different style that Ross usually has from his painterly style. Also, I recently read The Unthinkable story. This is from Mark Waid and Mike Waringo. It's a 5 or 6 part story that you can read pretty much. It's very old, so it's been collected in multiple times, or you can read it on Marvel Unlimited. Also recommend the current Ryan North run, which is like probably one of my favorites, and it's also very easy to jump into as a new Fantastic Four reader. And of course, Fantastic Four life story, where we kind of see the Fantastic Four throughout the decades. Now, a lot of people recommend the Jonathan Hickman run. I have not read that, in part because even as an experienced comic book reader as I am, uh, I am a little bit intimidated by that run because it really runs from Fantastic Four all the way to Jonathan Hickman's Secret War. So it's a big, big, big thing. It's a big endeavor, but you know, you should check it out at some point. I think it's something that I'm definitely gonna check out. But if you have any more stories or any more comic book recommendation for Fantastic Four, let me know down in the comments. If you have seen this film, let me know what did you think about it. I had a big conversation with my buddy Chewy after he got out of the theater. He usually either I call him or he calls me whenever we watch these films. And then, of course, we will have our full spoiler, full in depth conversation with all the guys here on the Next Issue podcast later on. So stay tuned to our live stream calendar for that. So, as always, thank you for watching, everyone. Remember to share, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we go live. That is most Saturdays, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. And stay tuned. We have more comic reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps, all that fun stuff here in the channel. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye bye.